Go. Welcome to another edition of Mass Mats MM. I am your host, the Outlaw LA Red. You can find me on Twitter at JustinHarvey75. You can find the entire show across all social media at MMMshow75. And today is a rare occasion. It's time to rejoice. Not because we're back, but because we have absolutely no time to do this freaking show. Byron's stuck in a car somewhere. Meatloaf is half dead because it's the middle of the night. Casey and I have like 22 minutes to talk about. 27. How many minutes are we going to do, Casey? Going to do, I don't know, 15 minutes? 20 minutes? Oh, no. Did I lose you? Has the whole thing crashed? It might have. Maybe not. Maybe I just lost Casey's connection. Anyway, I'm going to keep going because we're going to do this in record time. Casey's internet did crash. It wasn't me. Let me get him back.
Holy shit, that wasn't a joke. I legit got disconnected right when you said occasion. Holy shit.
Okay, so how much time are we going to get? See, look, people, we're under the gun here. We're pressed for time. We haven't done an episode in way too long, but this is it. This is all we've got time for. So what's the clock going to be at today, Casey? What are we doing?
You want to do 27 minutes?
Can we do 27 minutes? Can we talk about Lucha Underground, AAA, G1, WWE, and UFC in 27 minutes?
Yeah, because I only watched the G1, so I need like 5.
Okay, sweet.
Okay, so set timer for 27 minutes.
Josh Pillow, wherever you are, you owe me. You better watch this episode, Josh Pillow.
It says 27 minutes.
Well, it's not going to work if your computer keeps crashing.
Right.
Okay, your internet connection is janky doodle, but maybe it's mine because I'm in a hotel room here in lovely Santa Ana, California, because I'm back working on Food Paradise after my other project. Anyway, I'm going to start off real quick with Lucha Underground. I know that's what a lot of you guys come to us for. Casey has not watched this week's episode, but it doesn't matter because Casey always has an opinion. I want to talk about a few things, and maybe this will inspire something from Casey. First of all, let's start at the top of the card with the Trios title match and our new Trios champions, the Reptile Tribe. It's been a long time coming. Hey, there's a spoiler.
I like that one, though. That one's nice. I like it.
Okay, well, here's the part I don't know if you're going to like or not, Casey. Jeremiah Crane, who was last seen in a Graver Arrest or Consequencioso match, whatever the hell they did. Lots of coffins, lots of dead people. He got hammered by Evilise and went away. We thought maybe dead. We thought maybe gone, especially with some off-season talk of Sammy going full-time to other promotions like Impact. We now know that Sammy is in Lucha Underground, and he came back this week as Jeremiah Snake. He was revived from the dead or wherever he was as Jeremiah Snake and is now part of the Snake Tribe since, I don't know if you know this either, Casey, Vibora was beheaded
I heard
the week before in the Mundiana Jones and the Temple of Taya segment.
I gotta say, Jeremiah Snake, yet another fucking great name, like Jake Strong and Big Bad Steve. Great work, DJ.
But I think that's half the joke. I mean, honestly, you got to think that he's doing it just like, you know, he misses the days of like Tugboat being a great wrestler name and just throwing out names.
Can't wait for Joey Ryan to come in as Joseph Cock.
Yeah. He would have. Look, if Joey Ryan was being signed right now,
yeah,
and they were giving him a gimmick, that's what would have happened.
His name would be Mr. Penis Cockford, and yeah, he would be a rich man with a monocle and a huge dick. Yeah.
Though there's been a couple that I haven't quite gotten, like Desmond Xavier coming in as Desmond X, but wearing trunks that say Xavier.
Yeah, or Willie Mack being the Mac, but his trunk saying Willie Mack.
Willie Mack.
Yeah, it happened.
Those were strange. And then Sammy Guevara, who I think is a great addition to Lucha Underground. I think he fits in perfectly. He's a guy that I would have actually gimmicked up more, and they let him walk in off the street as Sammy G, basically, just Sammy Guevara, like being his character that he plays everywhere. I don't know what makes him so fortunate that he gets to basically just do his gimmick when everybody else has been saddled with zippers and masks and weird shit, but he gets to just be himself, I guess.
Well, lucky him. He doesn't have to be little pale Sam.
Yes, true.
I shouldn't give DJ that idea. He's trademarking it right now.
No, he's trademarking it, and now you're going to get Sammy G killed in his regular gimmick that he could be making a ton of money off of with the TV exposure. And now he's going to come back as little pale Sammy.
Oh, pale Sammy.
Oh boy. So anyway, yeah, Vibra's dead, but Sammy Callahan is in, and it was an interesting little twist. And this was, of course, against our trios champions of Son of Macshot, as I like to call him. Son of Macshot, not your thing.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Well, look, I don't know if we've talked about it on the show yet or not, but I think the moratorium on spoilers for this is over. AR Fox was there. People keep saying, what was up with AR Fox? Was it a travel issue? This, that, and the other thing. AR Fox was in the building when this season started. I don't exactly know the reason why. I don't know if I want to know the reason why, but he was just not cleared to perform. For one reason or another, I don't know if it was MGM legal. I don't know if it was medical. I don't know what it was.
Diarrhea.
I don't want to speculate. I don't know, and I don't care. He was not cleared to perform, but he did what he was supposed to do. He showed up there. They had stuff written for him, and I believe all of this stuff with the Mac was not what was planned. I believe absolutely the plan was for Dante Fox to have a run with Mac and Killshot, and so everything I think that you're seeing on this angle, all of this stuff up to now was filmed within 9 days of each other. Everything that you've seen on air for Lucha Underground this season, 9 days at this point. Okay. And if AR Fox showed up there and wasn't cleared, and they thought even up to the first weekend that they were going to be able to use him, I hope that everyone understands that this was all written on the fly. This whole angle and all the stuff that's going on.
Still no excuse for Son of Havoc being the replacement, but I see where you're going. They had nothing else for him.
Yeah, maybe whatever else was planned for him wasn't that exciting anyway and was just filler. And the storyline, I don't have an issue with where it's going, mostly because of what they're doing with Killshot, who was also in a Gift of the Gods match on this episode. Killshot, great performer, great talent, and I like them giving him a heel turn. Not that we ever established him as face or heel, but if it really was a trios with Mac and Killshot, or Mac and AR Fox, or Mac and Son of Havoc, clearly that puts it more on the babyface side of things. So, or Technico side of things, if we're talking Lucha Libre, which I would never refer to this team as.
Or 90% of the show at this point. But, yeah.
Just told you guys Casey had opinions. So for me, I like what they did with Killshot because of it. I like the fact that Killshot, even though it's turning him heel, makes him more face to me. I like that he's having an issue with Son of Havoc.
Way more face to me. Yeah, I want to give him a big hug right now, actually. Yeah.
And I like him looking sideways at Willie Mack, too. Like, when did Jude go bitch? Like, why are you...
Exactly.
I love it.
Oh, my God. After he fucking decided to pin Killshot and give Son of Havoc, that's a bitch move.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I like where it's going. I like this thing that they're building. And if they really did it on the short notice that I think they did, I commend DJ for thinking on his toes, because the other fact that a lot of people don't realize is that Chris Roach, DJ's right-hand man when it comes to writing Lucha Underground, was not there the first weekend. So anything that was done at the last minute is all DJ solo trying to figure this whole thing out at the last minute. I mean, he's got a couple other guys in the writer's room there. But Chris Roach is his main tag team partner, his main go-to guy. And I'm pretty sure a lot of this stuff DJ was like stuck dealing with himself because Roach was away at Celebrity Big Brother at the time. So basically it was a one-man show for DJ doing all this stuff these particular first couple of weeks. And Roach was there the second week, but I don't know that Roach had a lot of time to write anything for that second week because he was still coming off a Celebrity Big Brother.
Speaking of Big Brother, I have a little thing I want to say.
Yeah, go for it.
Mr. Pectacular, fucking dead.
Yeah.
Vibora fucking dead.
Yeah. Wait, we better not be killing off Holly Meowie, aka the beautiful Brenda.
I'm saying Brenda better be fucking scared right now, is what I'm saying. Because
for those
there's a horrible trend happening to people like her.
For those who don't watch Big Brother at all or don't keep up on Big Brother history, Mr. Spectacular was a character on there, Jesse Goddard's. Then Austin Madelson, who was the snake behind Vibora, was also a Big Brother contestant, and so was Miss Beautiful Brenda way back in I think it was like season 4 or 5.
I think like 2 or 3 maybe. Shit. It was pretty early on.
Yeah, like they didn't even have the whole game format. This might have been before the veto. Who knows? Like, I mean, she goes back on that show.
I can't wait to see Howie come in and that dude Eddie with one leg. And I don't remember any other cast members from those seasons, but
the new one is JC. I think I don't know. Chris Roach is writing the new Fantasy Island movie, and I think JC would be perfect as Tattoo. So we'll see if he makes that call or not.
Shit, who did I say was going to end up being Tattoo? Like Tilda Swinton or something?
I could see that. They just cast Tilda Swinton across type all the time now, which is
and Peter Dinklage will be in it, but he will be in Ricardo Montalban's role.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
He's got the chops. He's got the acting chops. He should have been Khan in the new Star Trek. That would have been amazing. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Or if you got like Gary Oldman when he played a little person in that, what was that movie? Like Small Shoes or some shit, Little Feet, something like that.
Little Toes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lucha Underground, before I run out the clock, because I'm almost done with Lucha Underground here. But
17 minutes.
But my biggest problem with this whole Sami Callihan, Jeremiah Snake thing is there was no vignette accompanying it. And I wonder if this is a product of the new budget. It seems he was just introduced. Stryker's kind of giving backstory of people getting raised from the dead. And it's like, this is what I hate it when the announcers have to cross the threshold and give us backstory like that.
We've established they're not supposed to fucking know.
Right. But this was also in the day and age when they had a budget to do a vignette for every part of the story like this. And this strikes me as the kind of thing that you would clearly do a vignette for, but maybe the money to do that vignette wasn't there, or maybe it surfaces later. I don't know.
So we're gonna have Matt Stryker's new name be Mr. Exposition. Is that what we're gonna do?
That would be awesome. Hey, look, him and Vampiro made my favorite call of all time this week, which you have to see. It was this chained up STFU triangle head scissors thing with everyone in this trios match together doing it, and the move call was the human centipede.
Nice, because they also made a website I go to's least favorite call, but it was Vampiro that did it when he compared Johnny Mundo to fucking Misawa. No.
Oh God.
No. I love both guys. No.
This whole season they have been repeatedly calling Mundo the best wrestler in the world, which he could be. He might be. But I don't know.
Did you watch one? How far are you?
I'm like day 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there. I am actually going back and I am watching every minute of G1. So you guys will have to forgive me that I haven't gotten to the ending yet, which Casey's going to talk about here in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. I can't wait. Cause
all right, let me just finish Lucha Underground, then I'll let you have it. So, and I know you heard about this little spoiler too. Rabbits are getting sacrificed left and right.
Oh, fuck that shit, dude. Fuck that shit. I'm
a little worried, and I'm going to go on record and say this right now. If Paul London gets sacrificed, we riot. Like,
dude, I want to riot for Saltador. Come on, where's his riot? Fuck.
I know, but okay, look. How
many times are they going to kill this guy on this fucking show?
Well, and that's the thing. We all know the guy under the hood is awesome. Under both of these hoods, and they keep finding more things for them to do.
And they're two of the best guests we have, and I like how they're mostly killing people that are guests on our fucking show. What's up with that?
That could be an issue. But what are you gonna do? So maybe we need to have Cobb on the show and put a stop to it with his athleticism.
Oh, then they just kill off Matanza. What the fuck?
Which I predicted at the beginning of the year that was going to happen this year, and we'll see if it actually does. Because right now Matanza's having a great run, and I look pretty much like an idiot. So
I thought they were going to do it last season. So yeah. since he kept losing. Instead, they killed the wrong brother.
Well, you know. So and I know you haven't been watching, but what are you thinking about Antonio at this point in time? Because I feel like for a lot of people, Antonio has grown on them.
Honestly, I haven't given much of an opportunity for him to grow because I really haven't been watching. Ever since that episode with the shitty battle royal that got Mil Muertes out of the match, that the Mac won, I stopped watching after that. I didn't even watch the Pentagon match, and I haven't gone back because then the G1 started, and I watched all of it. I didn't watch the tag matches at the beginning of the cards, but I watched all the tournament matches, and that was more than enough to keep me going for a while. So that was the only wrestling I've watched in like the past month.
I think you may have chosen wisely. This episode of Lucha Underground I really liked. The one before this one, not my favorite. With proposals and the Worldwide Underground stuff. Like, I like where the Worldwide Underground angle is going. Beheading Vibro was cool.
Proposals? Is Mundo gonna make PJ Black an honest woman?
No. Taya bitched him out. So here's what happened. Johnny Mundo freed Drago with his one wish from beating the Reptile Tribe. Cobra Moon granted him one wish. I think it's weird, though, that we're not getting this backstory on what these Cobra Moon powers are. Somehow, all of a sudden, she can grant wishes. Somehow, she can bring people back from the dead. And we're not getting a lot of it. I'd like to see it. I'm a big fan. But I love the fact that, you know, the Snakes put over the Worldwide Underground. They did the job for those guys. And then they're rewarded this following week with an unexpected Trios Championship run. And I like that booking. I like when wrestling promotions in general book it like that. It's a very old school way to do things. You know, make a guy lay on his back and then put him over the next week. You know,
I gotta say though, Justin, if Her Majesty has those kind of powers, as a friend of the MMM show, I would really like a pet sea otter.
She might, but you have to win the match, Case. And here's the thing I love about the Reptile Tribe going over now. As much as I really liked Madelson, as much as I'm a huge Drago fan and always have been. Anyway, so he freed Drago was Mundo's wish that he used. And then he said only Taya can grant the one wish that he has from her. And then he proposed to her. And that was before. But I threw
up in my mouth a little when
you were supposed to. They did it that way on purpose. They played the Macho Man music and everything. It was amazing.
Elizabeth! Oh, God.
But I love it because it's Daga who is fucking killing it this season.
He's the man.
Amazing. Cobra Moon finally in the ring wrestling, and she has turned it up a notch, and she's doing all sorts of crazy dive spots, and she has more abs than Johnny Mundo at this point, which is not an easy task.
That's why he's mad. Yeah, that's why he's mad.
And Sammy fucking Callahan, Jeremiah Snake, whatever the fuck you want to call him, who is absolutely on fire and is one of the top guys in the whole game right now outside of WWE. That is seeing those three people in the ring together at any point in time is amazing. So now what you're going to get is you're going to get that on a trios run. So I'm really happy about that. I'd love to see what they do with it. And I like the fact that they had to earn it by putting over Worldwide Underground and getting to this marriage angle that clearly DJ and Mundo wanted to do. So we'll get to that, and hopefully we'll get that over with soon. And I'm sure there's going to be some kind of wedding shenanigans because
10 minutes, Justin.
10 minutes. Go. Give me 5.
Okay, so what was the last match you saw main event wise?
God dang, I don't know, because I watched like 8 days in like 2 days.
Did you get to see Kenny wrestle Ishii yet?
Yeah, I think that was the last one I watched. In fact, that was great.
Yeah, I think that was probably my favorite match of the whole tournament. The main event of the G1 was great. The final was great. I think.
What was the final? You can tell me. I don't care about spoilers. I'm gonna watch it anyway.
It was Kota Ibushi and Tanahashi, and Tanahashi went over to win the G1.
Oh, wow. Ace back in the mix, huh?
Yeah, which they needed to do back into the mix because it's not like a Naito where he's so popular, people want to see him in the mix all the time. Like Tanahashi's been doing a lot of kind of undercard shit, so they got to build him back up. There's a built-in storyline because he didn't beat Okada to win. He went to a draw and ended up winning via points. So
awesome.
Yeah, and that was a great fucking match. Kota match. Ibushi and Tanahashi, great match, but I still say that I think my favorite match of the tournament is Kenny versus Ishii. But Ishii went over, so there's gonna be it's going to be for the belt, because if you beat the champion in the G1, you get a title shot later on.
Right.
So that's going to be a good big match. And I got to say also, funny moment that someone else noticed that was great is during the Kota Ibushi versus Toru Yano match, which is a whole.
Uh-oh, I think I lost you, Case.
I'm still going right. Things okay, yeah, I'm moving now. Okay, so Ibushi and Yano, did you see that one, Justin?
Yes.
With the tape together?
Yes, with the tape and the whole tape spot, and that was great.
Okay, so after he lost the match, getting punched in the balls, they showed the dedication of the New Japan Young Boys, okay? And this is how I want to close the New Japan segment or kick over to you. The Young Boys are so dedicated, they will ice your balls for you instead of cutting your hands free so you can ice your own balls.
That does show a level of dedication. If all Young Boys could only be so dedicated. In fact, where are Young Boys today? Where's Meatloaf?
Meef is off. I don't know, masturbating to a Phantasma poster, and
well, look, I think he's in luck because my next topic is Phantasma. Yeah, Phantasma loses his mask at Triplemania. Like, is there any other thing that could possibly be happening at this point?
It depends. Do you listen to Ruben on Facebook? Or?
Oh, yeah, but look, okay, so here's the thing. Penta and Phoenix going to WWE. It is, in fact, very, very possible.
Yes.
I have done as much digging as I could possibly humanly do. And from everything that I can tell from the sources that I've talked to, they were made an offer. That offer was at least very seriously considered. Now, whether or not that offer is still on the table, whether or not it's something that they can legally do or not, no one knows. No one's talking about that part of it. But it certainly sounds like what the deal was that Penta stood to make a lot of money. The deal was for him and Ray, but Penta was the deal breaker. And if he was going to go or not going to go, was going to decide the whole thing. And WWE was going to have to deal with all sorts of legal repercussions and buying people out and paying this, that, and the other thing, or taking their chances that he gets, blocked by MGM or whoever holds his TV contract over there. Though there's good precedent for letting him go because he's appearing on another nationally televised TV show under a very friendly handshake agreement.
Actually, two, because
right.
LW, yeah.
LW on BN. So that being said, there's this, basically, from what I'm hearing, is people at WWE Legal are saying that precedent has been set, and basically that Lucha Underground has violated their own contract with these guys by doing that, which is just a kick in the dick. It's like, here they are trying to be nice and trying to make the whole wrestling business better, which I think they've done by relaxing their contracts and the whole thing that they did. I think that was very much Eric Van Wagner and a few other people saying, look, we love these guys. We love the talent. Why are we busting their balls on these contracts and trying to keep them exclusive and hurting their careers and hurting ourselves in the process? Like, Lucha Underground has not been diminished at all by the fact that you can see Penta and Phoenix everywhere right now. I still think, especially those two guys, that their characters and storylines and what they do with them in Lucha Underground far outshadow everything else. And I read a write-up today that was talking about how, it was amazing that Penta had gotten over so well in Impact without having the supernatural side of his gimmick. Where
the dude just rules, man. Like PWG, he got over like that, PWG doesn't have storylines or vignettes, really,
Right. But then you add those back in with Lucha Underground, and it still makes it the superior presentation of the guy, period. But anyway, it's just a shame that if this does happen, if this WWE thing happens, but even then, KC, I say that I don't think Pentagon would lose the mask in AAA.
I don't either.
To go to WWE. Even if he did do that, first of all, I don't think he's telling Dorian that he's going to go if he's going. I think that's the last guy on his list to notify that he's going to the WWE.
Right. And there's precedent for this. Don't be an Averno who lost his mask so he could go to WWE and then they didn't sign him and now he's just a dumbass with no mask.
Right. I don't see that happening. So I don't think it's Penta. I think, look, it's
Phantasma.
It's Phantasma. It's Phantasma. So in a couple of weeks, Meef will have a very, very pretty-faced man to rub himself all over his posters or whatever he likes to do.
I don't know if his face is pretty.
I'm going to talk SummerSlam with like the super fastness. I don't know if you've seen this card or not. There's no need to have watched the programming. Here, I'm just going to talk about the parts that I think are worth talking about because there's a lot on the card. And if you like WWE or you're interested in wrestling,
we're going to go over our time limit, but fuck it. We got to talk about UFC too. So
we do. There's some good stuff going on in the UFC. But my quick thing with SummerSlam, Styles versus Samoa Joe. All I can say about this match is great. I'm glad they booked it. I think SummerSlam is the perfect place for it. Let's just hope these guys can wind back the clock a couple years and give us what I think we know they can give us.
It was one of my favorite matches 13 years ago or whatever. Yeah.
I mean, and look, and they've been going back and forth having this match for a decade. And I've always said this before, like, I have no problem with seeing the same thing in another promotion at another level. Some people were complaining about the Penta Sammy thing in Impact because we'd seen it before. But to me, it's like, I don't care. It's on the next higher level of exposure and it's still just as good. And they did some new stuff and they worked great.
It's like if a match is good, why the fuck wouldn't you want to see it again, regardless of where it is? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, of all the dog shit matches out there, let's see the ones like this that aren't. I'll run this back. This can be a feud once every 4 years, 3 years, whatever. We can keep bringing this feud back. I'm totally fine with it. So I'm excited about that. I'm also, believe it or not, very interested in the Miz versus D-Bry. I think these two might steal the show. Miz has turned a corner.
Oh, and also D-Bry has a lot on his back right now because he's not on the cover of the new WWE game, but he is the focus of the showcase mode of the game. But don't buy that game. Don't play it. Don't buy it because Fire Pro comes out in 2 weeks and it needs your buys. So buy Fire Pro Wrestling on the 28th. Woo!
All right. I will have to do this. It's for Xbox One now, right?
Oh, no, it is for PS4. There's a PC version that's been out that me and Byron have been playing. But you know what? If you have a PS4, I think Paul Cross does. Look up me and Byron. I'm Lucha Gringo. Byron's Byron Fever. He barely fires up his PS4. That's about to change when this shit comes out. But
wait, Jim's in the chat room? Where's Jim? Does Jim want to come on the show? Jim, you're allowed to come on the show if you want. Here, I'll send you an invite. You can choose whether to use it or not. Keep talking, Casey. Fire Pro.
Yeah, so Fire Pro is going to be great. It's got a New Japan story mode, which actually looks pretty awesome, where you create your guy. You can join Suzuki-gun. You could be fucking bros.
Oh, wait a minute. Josh Pillow is actually watching the show. That's a good thing, Josh, because this is a pillow-sized episode, and we are actually almost done.
Yeah.
You probably missed part of the show, Josh.
Oh, shit. It's even shorter for him. But yeah, I can't recommend it enough. There's a little bit of a learning curve with the game. Fuck that. Just be friends with me on PSN, and I will show you how to play when I have time. But, I have no time, but I'll try to make time for you.
Copy that, Jim. I don't have time to scroll up, man. We're trying to blast through this thing because me and Casey are almost out of time here. We got things to do.
Is he going to the gym or fucking? I know.
He's actually at work this time. He's making money. So
shit, you froze.
SummerSlam.
What do you got?
Oh, Lesnar Reigns. I think Reigns is going to actually go heel this time. I think he's going to beat Brock. I think he's going to celebrate with the Shield, and then I think he's going to turn on those boys. And I don't know what's going to happen with the whole Heyman situation. Don't know if I care. But I think we actually see them do it now. I don't know why now, but I think that they've just finally decided to actually do it.
I think we see Dean do it. And it's dumb that they would have Dean do it, but I think that Dean does it. But I'm not even watching, so that I'm really pulling it out of my ass. You've watched it way more than I have, so you have a better idea of what's actually going on.
Here and there, but I think that Roman Reigns beats Brock Lesnar and does a full heel turn. That's my prediction. Anything short of that would be relatively uninteresting.
But I consider WWE as a whole relatively uninteresting most of the time.
Okay, well, there's one thing that is not uninteresting, and that is Alexa Bliss versus Ronda Rousey. Do they put the belt on Ronda now, or do they wait longer? That is the $1 million question. Are we going to get a screw job finish here? Are we going to get some kind of, I mean, I think it's too soon, but now's one of your chances. You got two options, basically. You put it on her now and let her have a huge run and kind of mimic her UFC thing all the way up until WrestleMania. But, you know, that's another, she needs to still be protected though. So that's another champ that's going to be like Brock Lesnar that you can't really have wrestling every week.
Is the Mae Young tournament over by SummerSlam?
No, I don't know. I do not know the answer to that.
But my prediction is that the winner of the Mae Young tournament fucks her out of her SummerSlam win to start a feud, if that's the case, and it's Io Shirai, and it's awesome.
Well, I mean, look, there's still some options. It's just really a question of, you know, it's going to have to be something along those lines if you're going to pull Ronda out of the title picture, because that's the other hard part about it. It's, you know, letting her do it at WrestleMania would be epic. Have it be this big moment. And then once you put the belt on her, you got to let her run with it for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
So that's the other consideration. But then the real question is, okay, so how do you get to WrestleMania and for the next 6 or 7 months, pull her out of the title picture and have it make any kind of sense, especially when Alexa Bliss, who, though very great on TV, physically in stature, is one of the smallest girls in the WWE. So her physically beating up everybody doesn't make any kind of sense.
That's why it's got to be a fuck finish, so you can have her feuding with whoever fucked her over instead of whoever has the belt.
Right. So, and maybe you're right. I feel like you do the heel turn with Roman right now. You let him get the fire from it. You don't do the Ronda thing right now. You wait a little bit longer. They do have an all-women's pay-per-view coming up soon, so maybe you put her over there, but I still think that, I don't know.
It's interesting. Yeah,
I mean, I feel like you still save it for something bigger, and it almost diminishes Ronda by doing it on an all-women's pay-per-view instead of just letting her be the star over all the boys in the locker room on like a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam. We'll see.
So, do you have any UFC news for me? Because
I have a ton. That's the last thing we're doing. We're out of the WWE. We're done with Lucha Underground.
Out of Dracula, say hello, Bella. There we go.
The main thing I have to say about Impact is that the Kevin Cross thing has been played perfectly to now, and I like allying him with Austin Aries.
I don't. I love Kevin. I don't like Austin Aries, but you know what? He might make me like Austin Aries.
I don't like Austin Aries either, but it proves the kind of character that Killer Cross is, because he's not there to even do what you want, because I think you don't want to run the risk of him turning into you know, a Stone Cold type of babyface accidentally either. You want to keep him pure heel, and you want guys like us to be a little off with the fact that he's kind of in collusion with Austin Aries now. And maybe he just turns on Austin Aries at some point too. I'd like to see that as well, where he goes completely rogue and just heals everybody. We'll see.
Yeah. I want to see Kevin run the place. Is what I want to see.
Maybe. I think honestly, if you're going to ever set up Austin Aries for a face run, doing it off of Cross's back would be a pretty good thing too down the line. Like let him do this little thing for 4 or 5 months, and then maybe, you know, that's the turn for Austin Aries to do a little face run. But it shouldn't be Cross. I don't think Cross should be face for years. Anyway, so UFC.
Yes.
There's so many weird things going on. I'm going to start with the strangest place for UFC talk today. Paulie Malignaggi, who's not even in the UFC. He's a fucking boxer. He keeps calling out Conor McGregor, and Conor keeps giving him the time of day. I think that this is Conor McGregor's backup plan. He's going to come back to the UFC, and if he gets absolutely trounced by Khabib Nurmagomedov, which is an absolute possibility, I think the very next thing he does is he fights Paulie Malignaggi in boxing for 7 times the amount of money and maybe actually wins a boxing fight.
Because why would he even be talking to Paulie?
Yeah. I mean, Paulie's past his prime. Is, you know, he's a guy who could throw a punch or two, and probably would be actually a decent matchup for Conor, though Paulie technically probably has more moves and a better skill set, but Conor's got the youth and stamina on his side and a really good chin.
And I can throw a guardrail like nobody else, Justin.
Okay. But here's the other weird thing. So you've got Conor Khabib match finally announced, which kind of surprised everyone, but great. It's going, it's happening. Then you get Dustin Poirier versus Nate Diaz. Oh my God, Nate Diaz is back a minute too late, but now he's got the Poirier fight.
Oh, it's never too late for a Diaz brother, man.
No, and that's a great fight. Him and Dustin Poirier, those boys are going to throw down. That might end up being the fight of the year. And then after all this is said and done, out of nowhere, Tony El Kukui Ferguson pops back out of the woodwork and says, oh, by the way, my leg is better now. But there's no fights left. Even fucking the Texecutioner Vic has a fucking fight. Like, everybody has a fight. Except now El Kukui. I don't know if this is timing or if he planned it this way, if he's going to play the sidelines and wait and see if somebody falls out of this Conor Khabib thing, which is very possible. Maybe Khabib really blows weight and Kukui is right there and gets a Conor fight for the belt.
Do that. I'd rather see that fight anyway. Shit.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody thinks they want to see Conor McGregor versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. You absolutely don't. I don't want to see this fight. I don't really like Khabib Nurmagomedov as an entertainer. I appreciate everything that he can do as a fighter, but when I watch his fights, when I see his promos and everything, I'm not as entertained as I am by a guy like El Kukui.
Justin, by the way, crazy shit happening in UFC. Did I see you praising a DJ match as being exciting?
Yeah, because he lost. Of course you did. That fucker finally lost after 12 fights. Anyway, yeah, so Khabib, I would rather see Conor win. But the simple fact of the matter is, and everyone needs to accept this, even the huge Conor fans, of which I consider myself a big Conor fan. I gotta tell you,
your support, Justin. Thank you. My car is partially paid by you, Justin.
Look, Khabib Nurmagomedov was like genetically engineered to have all of the strengths that are Conor McGregor's weaknesses. Period. Like everything that can be exploited about Conor McGregor's game in mixed martial arts is exactly what Khabib is like the best in the world at doing. The chances of Conor really winning that fight are so slim. God bless him. I hope he proves me wrong. I do not want to see 3 years of Khabib Nurmagomedov as the lightweight champ. It would just bore me to tears. Yeah. And he's great. I'm never going to say the guy's not great. He's definitely one of the best in the world, but he doesn't excite me. He doesn't interest me that much. I don't want to see a ton of his fights. And I know he's going to smoke most of the guys in the division with his wrestling. So why do I want to watch that? He deserves it. He deserves to be the champ for a minute, but it's almost a shame he's fighting McGregor. Anyway, besides that, DJ, I do want to talk about it. DJ is upset by our Olympian, Henry Cejudo, who had tried once before and failed, but he was definitely a bit young. He cracked the formula. He just barely eked out a win. And believe me, there is a world with judging, especially for a champion. There's a very plausible world where Cejudo loses that fight exactly as it stands. Any one judge different in there could have easily sent that DJ's way. I believe in the finish. I believe that's the right call. If you're scoring it right down the line, if you score the takeouts versus DJ's penetration, if you score both the defense, you have to give it to Cejudo just by a little bit. I think he got rounds 2, 4, and 5, and DJ got 1 and 3, and that's just it was an amazing fight.
Do you think Cejudo is a more interesting champion? Since I know you had some criticisms before.
Okay. I don't know that he is.
Right.
I like the fact that he came out and he called out TJ, who won or called out the winner of TJ Cody, and we know that that's TJ now, who dominated Cody Garbrandt. Like, I feel bad for Cody because it's like that was your chance, bro, and now you are like way down the ladder. Yeah. And like, and here's the thing, because at 135 now, what are you gonna do? Put Dominic Cruz back in there? I mean, I guess you make that fight, but I don't know. And as much as I like, you know, the call out by Cejudo, you got to give DJ a rematch, right? I mean, it was a close fight, and B, the guy won 12 fights as a champion in a row. Who does that? I don't want him to get a rematch, but I think you got to give it to him.
Look, you know what? Okada did it, first of all. So there you go. Who's a lot more interesting, I gotta say, than DJ. But no, man, it's fucked up because this guy went and hot-shotted a match over his rematch. And since the UFC tends to book by what people want to see, we might not get that rematch.
Yeah. I don't know. We're going into that era now too, where the UFC is starting to become more like boxing, where you can talk yourself into a fight, where rankings all of a sudden represent your level of smack talk. I mean, look at this weird stuff going on with Tyron Woodley's belt, where now he's fighting Till instead of Jim's loudmouth buddy.
Oh yeah, the comics fan. No, dude, I 100% believe that if Nate Diaz wins his fight, he's getting a title shot next, even though he's nowhere on the rankings. You know what I mean? He hasn't fought in years. But yeah, because it's an entertaining fight. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think what happens, look, it's really all about whatever Conor wants to do. Like if Conor loses to Khabib but doesn't get smoked, like I think if Conor gets smoked, he goes to boxing and fights Malignaggi. I think if Conor loses, but it's a decent fight, then I think he might fight Nate Diaz, whether Nate wins or loses his fight. Because if Conor's off a loss against a Nate win is Nate getting what he wants. Nate can talk himself into that fight and get the big payday for both of them, and they do that fight. If they're both coming off a loss and it's what Conor wants and he feels like there's some weakness there, then Conor can get that fight.
I mean, I just want it for the amount of shit talk that's going to set that fight up.
A Poirier McGregor rematch would be something the fans might want to see, but it's not going to draw the big money, so I don't think it ever happens.
Yeah, which sucks because it would be a good fight, and Poirier could take it. And
here's the other thing. GSP is looming back there, too. You could see a GSP Nate Diaz fight. That could happen. Just for the money and because GSP would easily win. The fight I don't think you see is McGregor versus GSP because McGregor has to beat Khabib for that to happen. Somebody has to beat Khabib for you to get a GSP title fight. GSP is never going to fight Khabib Nurmagomedov. You can quote me on that. I will take that one to my grave. It will never, ever happen.
That's not a style he ever wants to go against. Yeah.
Yeah. I also think it's crazy the GSP talk. Like I personally hope that GSP would either fight Conor or Nate at 170 and that we never see him at 55. But if Conor gets the belt back, you maybe see it at 55. Who knows? And
I just want to remind everyone that GSP really stands for God Style Pile Driver. Actually, you know, all Minoru Suzuki's merch fucking says GSPD, and the announcers keep calling it the GSP, and I'm like, no,
don't do that. Pretty amazing. I'm fairly exhausted on almost everything that I wanted to talk about. The Contender is coming soon. Everybody should watch The Contender. What is it? August 24th on Epix. I got my subscription. I did an add-on to Sling. Which is amazing because they still don't have Lucha Underground back on El Rey on Sling. A little upset about that, guys.
Yeah, it's great when the people that bootleg the show so I can watch it at work don't have it either because it was on fucking Sling. It's great.
Josh Pillow, thanks for tuning in, brother, because that's it. That's all she wrote for this one. Hopefully we'll be back next Friday with Byron, with me, and maybe with Jim at our regular time a little bit later than this next Friday. Hopefully we'll be back on track. Our shows are winding down and we're doing different things that will allow more time.
Except for me. Holy shit. But you know what? I'm free Fridays, so it's all good.
There we go. And that's what we're going to try to do from now on, guys. So hopefully bear with us and we'll make some more fun things happen right here on the MMMshow. I had some videos too that I did not play this week. They are leftovers from our episode 100. If anybody else still wants to send in a video, we're going to play a few next week. So any talent out there that didn't have a chance, they're in that very, very busy week when we were asking for them before.
Sid, Yudi, I'm looking at you, motherfucker.
Sid, okay, I'll reach out to Sid and see what he can do.
Hey.
So For the two podcast kid, Casey the Professor, and for me, the Outlaw LA Red, until next time, stay calm and stay in the mix.